Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Into the 99, where we got 99 cards to Commanders number one. And I am one of your hosts, Sherman, and I am with the boys, Slothy, Daniel, and Thunder. Let's start off with Slothy. How you doing?
Oh, not so bad. It was a nice easy week this week. How are you doing?
I have a long story to tell you all, you guys. So
Hmm.
let's go to Thunder. How about you, Thunder? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well on this nice, warm, summery day in Germany. By that I mean it's like 20 something degrees outside, and all the Germans are complaining about how hot it is. So, yeah, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain right now. We actually have a flood warning. So fun times. Like it's either too hot or too cold or yeah, stuff like that. Um Daniel is here. However, he can't really speak because he's sick. So but is recording because he has audio recording equipment. So love you, buddy. So and yeah, like me, I'm in and out. I got in the car accident. Someone rear-ended me. So that's uh that's an ongoing process.
Yeah, no
Um,
kidding.
yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. So like, his car is totaled. Mine sustained a lot of damage. So let's just leave it at that. So
Jeez,
I'm
how
I'm
fast
in
was
a,
he
a
going?
sorry,
How fast was he going when he hit you?
no idea because I was at a stop. I
Oh,
was
really?
behind like a dozen cars waiting for the light to
Ooh,
change. And then like 15, 20 seconds later, I feel an impact. So yeah, his
jeez.
car is totaled. Mine sustained quite a bit of damage. So I'll show you guys pictures later. But anyways, we still have a lot of spoilers to cover because last time we only covered like probably like 2/3 of it. So we still have a bunch of rares, and most likely we're going to be talking about some of the uncommons because there's a lot of uncommons that can be commanders. So, and you can find all these cards from our wonderful sponsor, House of Cards. So promo code IT99. Go there. You're gonna buy these cards. You're gonna buy a bunch of cards for new decks, anyways. Especially with the new rules announcement that they made as well. You're probably gonna buy cards because of that. So you might as well get a little bit of discount. Help them, helps us out. You know, and we go from there. At the same time, we have to give a special shout out to our other sponsor, AI Armor, one of the best sleeves in the game. They feel great. There's a nice matte feel. So it's really, really fun. They have great artwork. Can't get enough of them. AI Armor, go check them out. So let us jump in to the spoilers again. so, um, so we left off. Last one was Summoner's Grimoire. Okay, so we're going to go on to the new one. Is everyone caught up to where we're at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll read it out just in case. So, oh, no, you know what? I'll leave that as last. We'll announce the winner for our contest at the very end. Keep you guys posted here. So let's start off with Summon GF Cerberus. So Guardian Force Cerberus. Or 2 double red. It's a 3/3. It's a saga. So it's an enchantment creature saga dog. First chapter, Surveil 1. Second chapter, double, which is when you sorry, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell, this turn, copy it. You may choose new target for the copy. And then for the third one, triple, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell, this turn, copy it twice. You may choose new target for the copy. That's actually not bad at all. I like that.
You know, I have a story about this card, and it was very funny, and people can go check it out. Because I watch Paul Cheon's drafts to learn the cards and stuff. In one of the games, his opponent played Summon GF Cerberus, and the card that makes Moogles for each creature that you have. So it made copies of it, like 2 copies of that spell. So there was 3 on the stack essentially, and it just did an amplification. The guy suddenly had like 65 Moogles or something. It was unbelievable.
That's
Good
awesome.
golly. That's awesome. Crazy stuff you guys can do with these cards. Oh my goodness. All right, nice.
Yeah. Next up is Summon Leviathan, 4 and 2 blue for a Saga Leviathan enchantment creature. It has Ward 2 and is a 6/6. And its first stage is return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. So all the people who love that type of deck with the Leviathans and all that, this is a perfect card for your deck. And then the next stages, and it's repeated, so the second and third, until end of turn, whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent attacks, draw a card. So gains you a lot of value. How effective it is in the current sort of limited, I'm not too sure. It's useful for just bouncing stuff and regaining some tempo, but I mean, it is a 6/6 with Ward 2, so it can do some damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully you clear the board for our free attack. Okay.
Yeah, that is true. If you can get like in a red blue build and maybe get some haste on it, then it deals a lot of damage.
All right, next one here we've got is Summon Primal Odin, 4 double black for a 5/3 enchantment creature Saga Knight. First chapter, destroy target creature an opponent controls. The second chapter, this creature gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. And number 3, draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life.
Yeah, I've also got a story about this one.
I feel like 2 and 3 might be switched on this one.
So on this card, I had a draft game where I had Summoner's Grimoire. So that was the last card of the previous video that we talked about, which can put a creature onto the battlefield. And if it's an enchantment card, so one of these summons, then it basically is tapped and attacking. And so I had the Primal Odin in hand and attacked with just my little 1/1 hero and got to play the Primal Odin, and my opponent promptly quit. Instant win combo. I don't think he wanted to bother with dealing with potentially having this thing just make him lose like that, but yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it really does feel like they reversed the order of the chapters. So like chapter 3 should be chapter 1, chapter 1 should be chapter 2, chapter 2 should be chapter 3. But it makes sense because by the time you hit chapter 3, the creature's gone. So yeah,
it's
that's true.
There's a few that are like target creature gets like flying or something, a little boost in flying, and then the creature or the enchantment creature dies straight away. So it's like a last hurrah. So whatever the final thing is, it can't have anything to do with the actual saga itself.
Yeah, fair. All right, let's go on to Summon Titan for 3 double green. So another enchantment creature Saga Giant this time is a 7/7 with reach and trample. So it's a big boy. So it has 3 chapters. Chapter 1, mill 5 cards. All right. Chapter 2, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. All right. Chapter 3, until end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample and gets +X where X is the number of lands control. That's what I'm talking about. But Titan's gonna go away at that point.
Yeah, this card's a bit busted.
How I feel about this.
Yeah, it's
Is it busted?
I mean, it's a 5-mana 7/7 reach and trample, right? So already at least for a couple turns, it's a real monster. But if you play this alongside Tifa, then really bad things happen.
Oh yeah, because the land.
All those lands coming back into the battlefield. If you're playing like a Tifa commander deck, and this comes out, it just boosts her like crazy. I mean, she'll just knock a player just with this. So very, very strong card. All right. Next up is Teller Great Sage. 3, a blue and a red for a legendary creature human wizard. He's a 3/3 with the ability, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. If 4 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, draw 2 cards. If 8 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, sacrifice Teller, and it deals that much damage to each opponent.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, most people playing these colors want things like Veyran or Storm type stuff. And because Teller sort of sacrifices himself if you make a big cast like that, he might not be as popular as a commander. But still being able to, every time you cast a non-creature spell, create that little 1/1, you can do the Daniel special and just put all mana rocks in here, and who knows what happens next. Yeah, I can see it being fun.
Even
That's
the
true. On a
4 more
mana
mana is not bad.
And 2 cards is significant, so yeah.
Plus, like if you're playing like a bunch of mana rocks, you're if you're going in an artifact build, you're gonna throw in all the stuff that reduces to artifact, right? So like Ethereum Sculptor, like Gyro's Familiar, Foundry Inspector, and all
You
that
have to
stuff.
be careful because he counts the amount of mana that is spent to cast the spell. So if you're reducing the cost, then he won't trigger for that.
Oh, who cares? I'm gonna hit
You just
everyone
want the
with
one-ones.
Colossus for 11. Who cares? I think by the time I do that, I'm gonna be dead anyways. Who cares? Let me have some fun.
Next up here, we've got the Darkness Crystal. 2 double black for legendary artifact. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. And you can pay 4 double black and tap it to put target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control, with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it.
Never underestimate when the non-token creature an opponent controls dies, exile it. That is very, very frustrating for many players. So, and I had this question, like how effective are these types of abilities going to be in a limited format earlier? I know this is mostly Commander, but I mean, this is how I learn the cards, right? And you know what? Very often people are getting to 6, 7, 8 mana to cast something in the games. And I have lost to the white version of this, which we will get to, and felt very bad because I felt powerless. It was just completely dominating me and I couldn't do anything about it. You have to make sure you're playing enough artifact removal. Trust me, these things, they can take games away from you very quickly.
We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favorite podcast app now.
There. Hear that, Daniel? Play more removal. I'm sure he can hear it. He's recording it, so. Oh, okay. It's going to be me next. So we have the Earth Crystal for 2 double green. Legendary artifact. Green spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, twice that many 1/1 counters are put on that creature instead. And for 4 double green, you can tap it and you can distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. That seems fun.
You know which deck this is going to go into?
There's so many decks that we can go into.
My Bant Kellen deck. And then I'm going to want to play it again.
I have to say, so I built Genova deck where it's like all the 1/1 counters on it. And I have to say, the 1/1 counters get out of hand, and I kind of have a problem where I'm drawing. Like I have a problem where if it's my turn, people try to kill my creatures, so I draw out my library and I die that way. so stuff like this now that I see it, like increasing more 1/1 counters, I'm very, very iffy on it because I'm scared of dying to my own stuff.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Next up, it's the Fire Crystal. 2 and 2 red for legendary artifact. Red spells you cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control have haste. That's pretty cool. And then the big ability is 4 and 2 red. Tap the Fire Crystal and create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sacrifice it, the token, at the beginning of the next end step. Now, I do have this little thing in my head where I keep muddling the crystals and the lands. So, like the abilities and stuff and everything, for whatever reason, that's happening with these cards. So when I look at one, I'm kind of reading the other one, which is kind of weird. But like I pulled one of these yesterday in my box that I opened, and I was thinking of selling it, but actually I think this is very, very good. Like I've got an Ortheon build, which does something similar to this, where it just makes copies of the rest of another creature. And there's some creatures that when you do that and you make lots of copies, it's just insane. Especially Ortheon's big ability, which is like make 5 copies. You can just win a game like that. So yeah, I think it's a little expensive ability-wise, but it's still neat. Like, I mean, another Meteor Golem, why not, right? And destroy something. So, yeah.
Alrighty. We've got the Lunar Whale. 3 and a blue for legendary artifact vehicle. It's a 3/5 with flying. You may look at the top of your library at any time. And as long as the Lunar Whale attacked this turn, you may play the top card of your library and crew 1.
I'm really excited about this now because the new rules changes.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued about how that's going to go.
Yeah.
So people who are listening who don't know what we're talking about, there's a change coming to Commander where vehicles that are legendary can now be your commander. That will be, I think, I don't know if it's a Radiant effect or if it's just going to be from the Eternity set, but yeah, so that's a thing. The Lunar Whale is also very good and limited if you're interested in that kind of information. Being able to look at the top card of your library is very valuable. And being able to play it just because you attacked with the Lunar Whale, I mean, it's only crew 1 for a 3/5 flyer. I mean, that's premium in this current format because there's not a lot of reach creatures, and people who play flyers tend to win the game. So don't pass on this card. This is very strong.
Yeah, it seems really fun. Plus, like, it's a 3/5, has a big butt, right? So that's going to help a lot. Anyway, so next.
Sorry?
Or is it me? Oh, it is me. Yeah, I'm losing track. The next one is going to be the Masamune for 3 mana. Legendary artifact equipment. I was going to say enchantment there for a second. As long as the creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. The equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you own to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And he has equipped cost of 2. Okay, that second ability is worth it.
Yep. It's quite I've not seen it in Limited yet. Maybe one time and I made the guy discard it or something. But yeah, it's definitely a strong card. I think Buster Sword is way stronger, but still its ability for the triggering, I can see it going in a lot of Commander decks. Probably quite expensive now, isn't it?
Base version is $1.
Okay. I should buy one then.
But the fancy one is $10. I can see this being popular just because when what was it, Case of Karloff came out and she had like the double death triggers. That was like the most popular like words off commander for a long time. I think she's still like one of the top like 5 top commanders for words off. So something like this is almost like an auto include.
Yep, I can see that going in there, or even who's the other one? Man, I can't remember now. But she makes her little vampires.
Alenda.
Yes, Alenda.
Yeah, there you go.
This on Alenda is crazy. So
Also, Tesa is only fallen to number 2, Sherman.
Oh, I'm wrong. Not the first time, not the last time.
all right. Next up is the Regalia. I think that's how it's said. 4 mana, legendary artifact vehicle, 4/4 with haste, crew 1. And whenever the Regalia attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. A land. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is actually such a good card. It can go pretty much into any deck for the simple reason that if you're playing a commander, your commander for the most part will be a creature, right? And this is going to ramp you. So it can go in everything. And because it has haste and it's a 4/4 for 4 mana, it's very easy to get this going. So yeah, I really like it. I think it was it looks fantastic. I wish it had special art, but yeah, I think it's a very cool card.
Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of a variation of Sword of the Animist, and
yes,
that's a card that I really, really like playing. So I feel like this one's gonna slot into a lot of decks as well.
I like this card. I like the fact that the crew is low at the crew 1, so it's very, very, very nice. That's very helpful. I hate the card in the game because the first 10 minutes, or not even first 5 minutes, the card's broken, and you gotta push it to a bloody gas station. Come on. So I love the card. I hate the car in the game. Although the car does get better later on in the game. You get to fly it around later. But anyway, that's
It can fly. I like it.
it takes a while, but it can fly. Okay, so overall, it is a good game. I did enjoy it. Who's that?
I think it's me next. We've got the Wandering Minstrel. Green and a blue for a 1/3 legendary human bard. Lands you control enter untapped. The Minstrel's Ballad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token that's all colors. And 3 in Wooburg, other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control.
Let's face it. This is going to be a gate commander, not a town commander.
Well, I mean, any janky builder sees this and goes, "Yep, I'm building that." So I already started collecting my towns. I want to have a towns deck, obviously. I didn't finish it yet. I'm still thinking about what else I want to put in because it's got elementals as well, so you can go quite nicely with elemental strategies. Yeah, looking forward to see how it turns out.
Yeah, this is a fun card. Anytime when they have a commander where it says lands you control enter untapped, everyone just goes nuts. It's crazy. Plus, the fact that this is 5 colors, come on, you're literally giving us something that we can break the game with. Why not?
I'm gonna probably put a copy of him in my Sase Weatherlight Captain deck because it's two different colors, only 2 mana, easy to get out with her. But she always wants to have these expansive lands that come in tapped, like the triomes and stuff. So yeah, this is perfect for her as well, I think.
Even if you don't do that, it's a cheap commander. You can throw in all the land fetches like Evolving Wilds, Cultivate, all put down with Reach, all those really stuff like that, and still build a really, really good deck because you can just be okay, I don't care about towns, I just care about throwing down as many lands as I can and just cast nothing but big stuff. Okay, you take something away, no problem. Here comes another big thing, So
well, there's that.
I like decks like that.
There's that other commander we got from Etherdrift, I think, who makes the lands get a counter, and then they're all types or something. So
you're thinking of Omo?
Yeah.
Omo has the everything counter from Modern Horizon 3.
Okay, all right. So it's just I'm thinking of the frog god then, But yeah, she I think
Oh,
works
that
very
one.
well with him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this
Stabsoon
seems like a fun
and
commander. So yeah, I'm excited to try brew this up. Next one is gonna be the Water Crystal for 2 double blue legendary artifact. 2 spells you cast cost 1 less cast. Yada yada yada. We know that. Okay. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. So everyone already was going crazy over that. And then you have 4 double blue. 4 double blue tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. So this is a brutal mill card. It's so good.
Bruvac loves this.
Yep.
Bruvac loves all mill.
I mean,
And I love Bruvac, so therefore I love all mill as well.
whenever I see cards that are like, oh, mill, then my brain just goes, no, I want 3+3/3 and trample. Where's the green stompy stuff?
My only problem with the Water Crystal is because like I like to self mill from time to time. So seeing that it says like if an opponent would mill 1 or more, they mill that many plus 4 instead. I wish it would say like if a player did, but I can totally understand why they did opponents only. But it would have been nice if they said if a player.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up is the Wind Crystal, 2 and 2 white for a legendary artifact. White spells you cost 1 less to cast. And if you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. And here's the thing that traumatized me. 4 and 2 white, tap the Wind Crystal. Creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. So you just die. Every turn, your opponent is hitting you in the air and gaining life. What are you going to do? You just die.
Well,
I can totally see why like you feel useless when that happens, right? I can totally see that, especially in a limited format.
Yeah, if you got an Iron Giant, sure, a 7/7 reach guide, then you can kind of handle it, but or 6/6 or whatever he is. But yeah, it's just this is brutal and it gets going, especially if the guy's playing his little dinky Moogle deck, and then you just like, this is not right.
Oh no, they're in the air now.
65 flying Moogles with lifelink.
Next up here, we've got Tifa Lockhart. 1 green, 1/2 legendary human monk with trample and landfall. Whenever land you control enters, double Tifa Lockhart's power until end of turn.
There we go.
I got her yesterday in Surge Foil, so I'm quite happy. I put it up for sale. Hopefully I can buy another box of Final Fantasy. Yeah, I don't think she's a particularly fun commander. I think she plays a bit like Marwyn the Nurturer with Eldrazi, where Marwyn will just like turn 2 suddenly put a bunch of Eldrazi out or whatever. Tifa's kind of like the same thing. She just very suddenly gets very big and knocks a player out the game. And I think that's just something that it's up to you how you want to build. I could see her doing quite well as maybe even a vehicle type commander or using her to power stuff. But yeah, if you're trying to be competitive, then maybe it's fine. But you're only taking out 1 player at a time, so you become the target. Yeah, I don't know. But she's very cool. I love her artwork as well.
Yeah, he looks fantastic. All right. We got the next card here. It's going to be Triple Triad for 3 triple red. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own exiled this way and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than than it without paying their mana cost. This sounds like a brutal card. I have yet to play it, but I would like to hear your guys' options on this or like opinion.
Each player exiles.
Yeah, I think
Like
there's
it's very
2 kinds
very
of
sweet,
decks where you want to play this. The one is the steal your opponent's spells. So you get commanders or whatever that let you, when you deal combat damage, maybe it's an Italia or whatever, you get to just play your opponent's stuff. But also you get the decks that want to trigger off casts from exile. So it will work on both of those. And because it's a little bit late game, because it's 6 mana or mid to late game, you can't like bank on it going to be the thing that's going to win the game for you, but it'll definitely gain you unbelievable amounts of advantage and really annoy your friends when you beat them with their own deck. That's really why I want to play cards like this. I don't have to play my deck. I'll play your decks, all of your decks.
Like this could be a fun little value piece in Vaughn as well.
Like I feel like you have to have this in some sort of deck where you have like top deck manipulation, right? Because like if you don't, it's a huge risk, because like if you flip a land, then you can play your land, but then you can't really use their opponent's stuff, right? But if you can manipulate it so that it's something like you have like an 8 cost on top of your library, and then you can cast everything, hopefully, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have it like in mono red, it's going to be more difficult. It's a chaos. It's a risk, right? It might be fun. Like maybe you have it in like Prosper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it makes a lot of sense, because then you can get treasures. But at the same time, like you're going to want that manipulation of some sort, right?
Yeah, you want like Brainstorm, Brainstone, Sensei's Divining Top, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sylvan Library, Mirari's Guile, stuff like that, right?
Or even stuff that's like tutored to the top of your library or put from your graveyard on top of your library. So, yeah.
Like, that would be fun. It's like, especially like, if you have something like you're in blue or something like that, you attack somebody and then you cast a spell that returns your creature to the top of your library instead. That might be an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
and then cast everything else.
You get like a attack trigger on something, and then you bounce it to the top of your library. So like you tempo yourself, but you're not really tempoing yourself because you're going to get casted anyways, right? So yeah,
there you go. Hey, another jank deck down to 2.
Nice. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I think it's me next, right? So
yeah,
all yours.
One of the least fun cards of the whole set is Ultima. 3 and 2 white for a sorcery. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn. Like, just stupid. I blow everything up and... Okay, you go next.
I blow everything up, pass my turn.
Yeah, so silly. I've had someone use this on me.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's really, like, irritating. I mean, in the Kenrith deck where you don't want to have a turn, maybe it's fine, but
yeah, for Daniel's skip the turn deck, I can totally see this. For everyone else, like it's a good board wipe. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that you can't rebuild right away from the board wipe is the harsh part.
Yeah, if you got flash or instance and stuff, then it's okay. But it's so harsh. Like I can't see it being all that popular in most commander decks.
Like Sundial of the Infinite and Obeka, I think, are just better in the turn effects because you can do it at instant speed, provided they don't have summoning sickness. But having it be at sorcery is real rough.
Mm-hmm.
Just play with splash. Come on.
Man, imagine that being instant speed. That would be real nasty. Like, oh, it's your upkeep.
Well, there's definitely a little bit of give and take. I feel like if it's instant, it shouldn't be destroying everything.
Now that we're talking about it, now I'm thinking, you can play these Tidal Barracuda style. Oh, it's your turn. Okay, sorry, no, it's not your turn anymore.
There you go. Leyline of anticipation,
turn denial.
You know,
Okay,
I know you're getting all stressed out and
really
everything.
like
Here,
this
just
card
skip
now.
your turn.
Yeah, I really, really, really like this card now. This is top card, best card in the whole set, right then and there. Just because of that, it fits with the flavor text. Such devastation. This was not my intention.
It should have been my bad.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Whoopsie.
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
Slothy, you want to hit us with the next one?
Yeah, next up we've got Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. 5-mana legendary creature god. It's a 4/4. With flying, whenever Ultima attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, loses all land types and abilities and has tap to add colorless. And whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless mana.
Interesting.
It's horrible.
Interesting.
It's horrible to play against this, especially because it's flying.
Mm-hmm.
I watched my lands all become colorless, and in an arena, it looks like a little 1/1 counter. It doesn't like get an effect or anything or change its color. So you forget that the land doesn't produce the color that you think you have, and then you can't cast your spells, and then you're just dead. He's
Fair
so
enough.
mean.
Fair. You're
Yeah.
saying this is a really salty card.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it, but at the same time, I kind of like it. All right.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. It would be an interesting build, truth be told. Like, especially in like a multiplayer game, it'd be a lot harder. But you can take out like someone has like the single blue source. You can just like, take it out and then slow down your opponent, stuff like that, or you're worried about counter spells. That would help.
I notice you've got one colored mana. How would you like to not?
Let's make a deal. If I leave your land alone, you leave my commander alone.
Oh
Let's
no!
see how long your truce stays.
You've conveniently lost your only source of blue. Here's an Eldrazi.
I'm protecting myself against your removal. That's all I'm doing. Have some colorless mana.
In a way, it's group hug.
Oh. Group hug adjacent.
You want group hug? I have the ultimate group hug build for you, Slothy. It's so funny. Like, I think, Daniel, you would love this too.
Really quickly,
Okay?
I know I'm sick, but I've never been more proud of you guys. That's exactly what you got to do to single colored mana. It's so good.
Yeah, listen to this, okay? You'll love this, okay? So from the Ixalan's that the Caverns of Ixalan, what the commander's name is Abuelo. Astro.
Yeah.
So it's the one that flickers, right?
Okay.
For a
blue-white,
or creature or artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like I'm building it where I have a wedding ring and I'm bouncing the wedding ring like crazy, giving everyone copies of it. I'm like, leave me alone. I'll help you. In fact, make it so that I have the soul sister, so I'm gaining life. You're gaining life. Everyone's gaining life. And then everyone has like 2, 3, 4 copies of the wedding ring. I have the one. I'll just destroy my own wedding ring. I divorce everyone. And I just force everybody to draw.
Oh no!
The ultimate group hug, because you're just gonna let them all gain, all draw the cards, because everyone has like multiple wedding rings. So if Thunder draws 1 card, then Slothy, if you have 4 wedding rings and Daniel has 4 wedding rings, you're drawing 4 from that one, and vice versa.
I gotta build this now.
You have 4 and you have 4. It's so stupid, but it's so fun. Anyway, let's get back on the topic now. I'm gonna shut up, but I can't. I have to because I have to talk about this next card. It's gonna be Ultima Weapon for 7 mana, legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, destroy target creature in opponent control. Equipped creature gets +7/+7 and anti-equip cost of 7.
Yep, it's in the starter deck if everyone wants to get it for cheap. So
What game is this from, Sherman?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 12, 20, something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I have no clue. Every game has an ultimate weapon, right? Right? I have to say,
This
though,
one is
getting
from
ultimate
Final
weapons
Fantasy
are
VII.
really annoying.
777. I mean, it's all in the
Mhm.
numbers, right?
Well, it's like the Eldrazi that's like all about the sevens. Like Ward
Mhm.
7 has 7 abilities, and the 7
Oh,
7,
no.
yada.
The Sire
No,
7
not put,
Depths, the
put them
Haiku
together.
Commander.
I'm definitely building a deck with both of those in it.
Why would you do that?
Just because. Just because. All right, moving on. Ultimecia, or Ultimecia, I don't know. Temporal Threat. 4 and 2 blue. Legendary creature, human warlock. She's a 4/4. I wanted to say she has flying, but she doesn't have flying. When Ultimecia enters, tap all creatures your opponents control. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Nah, I don't like it. If it doesn't have flash, nah. Needs flash.
Yeah.
No flash, no, useless. Flash is useless, isn't it? We need it for Ultima.
6 mana for 4/4 that just taps once, and then you can maybe gain some value later. It just feels really slow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're tapping
It
all
does
your
feel
opponent's
slow.
creatures, you want to win the game in that moment, right? So I don't see the need for drawing at that point.
But like, once again in Commander, like if you're combining it with like, let's say like Nasta's like Deep Dwelling, right, and you're just like, or Conjurer's Closet, because that's dropped a lot in price because of the reprint, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you just keep on bouncing it, just keep on coming back in and out, and just tapping everything, and just getting in free attacks, hopefully, right? So I can see, like, even if it's late game, it's not a big deal, but it's just making sure that you have protection for all that stuff, and then you're dominating, right? But once again, if you're doing that, you're tapping out everyone's creatures. You're target every single time, right? So hey,
I feel like I would really like this card in Abdo.
yeah,
I think
that's a good one.
I feel like it wants to be a goad commander in a way, but I mean, you're then tapping all your opponent's creatures. Yeah. Scope's a bit narrow,
Or
I
if you,
think.
or you can try to make it into a stack piece. Let's not
Yeah.
go there. Let's not go. Slothy, move us along, please.
Next up, we've got Vaughn, Street Thief. 2 and a red for a 2/2 legendary human scout. Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it, and if you don't, create a treasure token. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a +1/+1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control.
Hold on.
I have to say, I like the design of this card.
Yeah.
Like, it's pushing you to go to a certain theme. It's pushing you to be interactive with the rest of the your opponents and the rest of the game, like for the game, and it's giving you benefits for whether you're casting or not. And if you do cast stuff that you don't own, you're pumping up everything. Like it fills up a lot of different criteria, and I like it because of that. It's not super strong, but that's not the point. It's very interactive with the rest of the playgroup, and that is what I like.
I agree with Sherman. I think this is a very strong card. That put a counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control. That is very strong. I think if you're doing if your opponent's got cheap cantripy stuff and you're just casting that, it's going to go wild. I mean, it's making you treasure, so it ramps you. And Edward Kenway, the Assassin's Creed vehicle, pirates, whatever, Assassin's commander, does basically the same thing, but a little bit more, but he costs 5 mana, right?
Yeah.
Him and Vaughn play very similarly. I could see putting both of them in the same deck as well, because like put Conspiracy in there, you can make Vaughn into an assassin as well. I mean, I think Vaughn is actually very strong. Very fun as well. Definitely, Edward Kenway is definitely very fun as well. So, yeah.
I hate Kenway. Don't get me wrong. I love Kenway, but I hate Kenway at the same time.
So much.
Yeah.
I mean, in my test games, I've just been creating so much treasure. I'm like, well, what's that dice for? Oh my goodness, that's treasure. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
Okay.
I think it's me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we
Next
have
up.
Venet, part of Hydelian. Hydelian? Something like that. I don't know. So it's a 1 double white legendary creature, Elder Wizard, for a 3/3. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. It has Hero Sundering for 7 mana and tap. Exile target non-land permanent. Transform it. Activate only as a sorcery. And the flip side is Hydelian, or whatever, the Mother Crystal. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a legendary creature. God, it's a 4/4. It has Indestructible. And it has Blessing of Life. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. All right. Until your next turn, it gains Indestructible. Even better. If that creature is legendary, draw a card. I like this.
Mono White Legends. Yeah. I do think she'll be fun to build as well. And anyone who's saying, "Oh, Mono White doesn't have enough card draw," you shut up now. Seriously. We've got so much Mono White card draw.
Yeah, they really took everybody saying that white has nothing and then just decided to go way too wild on it.
Yeah. I mean, this is still cool. I mean, being able
Mhm.
to attack with a little creature, maybe it's got life link, maybe it's Moogles in the air. Oh boy.
Yeah, white strong.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
goodness.
could throw Senu in there for a little bit of top deck manipulation as well from Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Now we got probably one of my favorite cards in the set. Vincent Valentine. 2 and 2 black. Legendary creature, assassin for a 2/2. And whenever a creature an opponent control dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. Whenever Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform it. When he flips over, he turns into the Galian Beast. Legendary creature, Werewolf Beast, 3/2 trample lifelink, and because it's a flip and he's not like exiling or anything, he keeps the counters. When Galian Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped, but front face up. So basically back into Vincent Valentine. Now, this, if you're the person who passed Vincent to me in the draft, you're making a mistake. Don't pass Vincent to anyone. You take Vincent no matter what. He is very, very strong. He will win you games.
I don't play draft anymore. But I like Vincent's card design just because in the game, he becomes like. So in the game, he was like basically in 7, he was like part of the Secret Service, like the Turks, right? So, and then Hojo like ended up like doing stuff to him, like experimenting with him, and then like he changes into the beast for his limit break. So like he changes them, and then you can't go back until it dies, basically, or the battle ends, bro. So I like the fact that they put a transformation in for him for this. It's really nice.
Mhm.
But yeah, like in the game, he's so much fun.
Yep. Yeah, I love him. This artwork, like, I didn't know what Final Fantasy was when I was young, but I saw artwork of Vincent and I was like, wow, this guy is cool. And now
Mhm.
I've got to
He,
get a Vincent
he
somehow.
is
This
such a
fancy
cool
art
character.
is just so good.
Yeah, he is so much like I'm really happy like in the series because like when I, when Final Fantasy was really super popular, like is reaching like peak like popularity and all that stuff. Like they were asked to like go back and revisit like the Final Fantasy series and kind of make like a bunch of like extra storylines and everything. And they chose Final Fantasy 7, right? So you had a lot of other spin-off games and stuff, and like you had like the movie and whatnot. But like the first game that they made from Final Fantasy 7 that was part of it and kind of no one expected. It was a first-person shooter. It was with Vincent, and it was like Surge of Cerberus or something like that. I can't remember. It was for the Nintendo GameCube. So, but it was like such a change, such a different direction. Like Final Fantasy VII was already a big change because you're used to these settings, like like castles and airships and everything and all that stuff. Like very, very like like ancient times, like stuff like that, right? Like very fancy in that sense. And then Final Fantasy comes along, and then they just take you to a new place where there's technology and whatnot, and there's like steam engines and all these different things and guns and you're just like, what's going on? And like, they like Seven is just was constantly just changing and pushing it and everything. And I really do appreciate Square Enix for doing that. So like, yeah, Seven was fantastic, and Cerberus was a good game. It wasn't a great game, but it was a pretty good game. And it did like talk about more, like solve more of the storyline and his history and whatnot. It was really, really appreciated. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up again.
Moving on here. We've got Zand, Dark Mage. 2 blue-black for a 3/3 legendary human wizard with menace. Zand gets +1/+1 for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard.
Why have I not seen this card? This is stupidly powerful. What the heck? I don't remember seeing this in the drafts either. What is going on? Maybe people are just taking it. I don't know.
This is why they're passing up on Vincent and giving it to you.
No, you never pass
There
Vincent
you go.
up, no matter what. I've never seen someone win a game with Zand, but it looks powerful.
Like I'll be sitting there doing a draft and be like, okay, like Thunder says never pass Vincent, but I have Sephiroth here in my hand. But he said never pass Vincent.
Don't
But
take Sephiroth. Take Vincent. Trust me. I beat the guy with Sephiroth. He didn't have a good game.
Don't you be rare drafting, you coward.
Sephiroth. I don't care about winning. I like the card.
That's why those people, they lose to me, and I get my trophies.
All right. On to the next card. We have Xanarkin, Ancient Metropolis. It's a land. It's a town. It has an adventure on it, so we'll go back to that in a second. But we have this land enters tap and tap to add a green. So the adventure side, it's going to be Lasting Fate for 4 double green sorcery adventure. Create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. Interesting. I like it. I can totally see this being playable.
Yeah, I mean, the thing people tend to point out is usually if you're going to cast the adventure, then that 1/1 is actually a 7/7. The weak part about this is that it doesn't have reach. So by that point, you get a 7/7 and then you die because some flying thing hits you in the head. So, yeah. I don't know how good it is in standard or formats. In Commander, definitely I'll always play stuff that has an extra spell attached to it, 100%.
You get a 7/7. However, it does still die to 65 flying Moogles.
Oh, yeah. Everybody dies to 65 flying Moogles. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Zell Dingst. Who knows?
Close enough.
2 in a red. Legendary creature, human monk. 0/3. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Zell gets +1/+0 for each land you control. At the beginning of your end step, return a land you control to its owner's hand. I love Zell. Zell is amazing, especially in the landfall decks. Being able to play the extra lands. Plus, he gets really big. Like, my opponents, in those games, you can usually recover stuff. He just hammers hard. And if they don't remove him, then he kills them. He's just so strong.
I have to say, when this was first spoiled, everyone went crazy for it. And everyone's speculating that it's going to be like a $20 card, $30 card. I just looked it up. It's 50 cents.
It's to oblivion, that's why. It's the common rare.
Fair. But you know what? I have to say, like, I want to play around with Zel. Like, he does seem like a fun commander to play.
Yeah, with the Chocobos, he just powers them like crazy. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Next up here, I built this one. We've got Xeno Ye Galvis, 3 double black for a 4/4 legendary human noble warrior with my first friend. When Xenos enters, choose a creature an opponent controls. Until end of turn, creatures other than Xenos and the chosen creature get -2/-2. And when the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform Xenos into Shinryu, a transcendent rival. It's an 8/8 legendary creature dragon with flying. As this creature transforms into Shinryu, choose an opponent, and it's got burning chains. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game.
You know, he makes himself into a 8/8 flyer that can win the game. Sure, it's nice in commander as well. But you got to be careful.
Sword on that guy, and you're good.
You got to be careful because I mean he gives a lot of other stuff the -2/-2, so you should be playing appropriately around that.
Yeah.
It seems fun. I might have to build it. He really does seem fun.
And his art is
very fun.
Sick. His art is super sick.
Yeah, very fun for me, not for the opponent. They're just different.
If you're into playing the whole 3v1 style, you're in for a treat.
It's a massacre worm, but it flies.
Yes, exactly. It's so good. Like you're not losing. My excuse would be like you're not losing life yet, right? Massacre worm, you lose life. This one, not so much. So hey, it's technically better. Technically, it's better. All right.
Technically.
Next card here. We have what is it? Zodiac? Umbra God or Umbral God for 5 black. Wow. Black. Huh. Do you think that's going to deter me from playing this? No. I'm gonna put it in a 5 color and watch me go crazy. Legendary creature God 5/5 indestructible. When it enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. You know what? I changed my mind. I might actually play this card. It's really good.
These are really cool.
The full art is absolutely sick. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, the full art! Holy smokes!
5/5 indestructible god. You know, Wizards, remember last time when I was saying indestructible legendaries in limited formats is a problem? He's a problem. But you know what? What's nice is they always give you your 10 archetypes usually, right? Your 10 combination colors and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I've seen viable mono black in the format. You can do mono red and mono blue, although you probably won't win as much, or even mono white. So I mean, the mono white Moogles that hurt me so badly. But yeah, I mean, being able to do a monocolor or go with archetype, that's a cool design for a set. So I can't really complain about that.
Yeah, fair. It really does seem like a fun card if you're playing it, not for your opponent, but it does seem like a very fun card.
Yep.
All right.
Next up
that is all the rares. But we do have a lot of uncommons that are commanders as well. So we have a lot. I don't think we can cover all of them in all honesty. So if we go down, I say we scroll down and we see if anything catches our eye. If it catches our eye, like let's talk about it real fast. We don't have much time left. So
I think we're gonna have to do.
Do you guys see anything cool?
There's one that's my favorite card in the set.
Okay.
Oh, all right, hit it up.
Go ahead, with your Sid first.
I think the ones that stand out to me is really Sid, Black Waltz number 3, and I'll get back to you with the last one. There was one other one that I thought was pretty good.
All right. Yeah, let's go through some of them. So, like, I hear a lot of people talk about Black Waltz number 3 because it's another like Spellslinger deck, which is really fun, right? So it's for 2 black and a red. It's a 2/2 legendary creature wizard. It has flying and death touch, which is really crazy. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Waltz number 3 deals 2 damage to each opponent. So we've seen plenty of these. I like to see the fact that they toned it down because I played it. I used to have a Tarwaki deck where it just Spellslinger, you just dealing damage. And then when Judith Consider Carnage, I'm like, I'm playing this. That is the most salty, degenerate commander out there for Rakdos, for Spellslinger. Like, it is not a fun commander to play against. And seeing Black Waltz come out like this makes me be like, okay, you know what? I don't mind playing like a Spellslinger in Rakdos again because it's not so salty, it feels like. So
just quickly, did you see that message, Sherman?
yeah, so I guess we can cover that now or at the end, but like let's cover it now. Okay, so last week or last couple episodes, we're like, hey, we're gonna do a giveaway here for a box of Final Fantasy. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It would be like, hey, we promised this, but we didn't. But like, so we here, give me a second here. Oh wow, okay, yeah. So we're actually gonna stop. So Dan says we should stop. We'll go through another episode going through all the legendary the commander. So let's stop there. But we will announce the winner real quickly of our giveaway. So I think, or I'm more than certain that we are on agreement here. After going through all your comments, I want to give a thanks first to everyone who participated in this giveaway, in this contest. Greatly appreciate it. Love to see that, there are so many people that do listen to us, that do actually, enjoy our content. Like I'm like Daniel, I'm very, very, very surprised that people want to listen to us. So greatly appreciate it. But we do have our winner here, and that's going to be Joey Kingster or Kingers. Sorry, Joey Kingers. There we go. Haha, please don't kill me. Congratulations on the win. We will be messaging you to get the details and whatnot, and to try to get that to you as best as we can. But we do appreciate it. So we're going to end the episode here. Daniel, if you could roll it, unless you guys have any fun. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thanks for everyone for listening to the show. Once again, if you want to help us out, give us a like and a follow. It does help us out a lot. It goes a long way. It helps other people see us and reach out to them and everything, and hopefully they enjoy the show as well. So like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Greatly appreciate it. Once again, if any of these cards seem interesting, especially like the Ultima with Flash, get like, a Flash card at the same time, go to House of Cards and pick up a copy there. Promo code IT99 gives you a small discount on your order, gives us like a little bit of money to help us keep on running the show. We also have to thank our other sponsor, AI Armor, for some of the best sleeves in the game. Go check them out. AI Armor is so fantastic. The matte feel on the fresh sleeves, it's so nice. Oh my goodness. And yeah, once again, thank you for everyone for listening to us. Join us on Patreon if you like. At $4 you can come hang out with us, join our Discord, have everyone join in and chat, have deck ideas, see what other people have to say, and maybe you can help them out at the same time. Thank you, Thunder, for joining us on this episode. Go check out his articles on the website. He has a lot of great episodes, a lot of great articles. How can you tell I'm getting tired? Anyways, laters all.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers, everybody.